Hi friends, so now we're going to actually sort the high school stack, the middle school and high school stack that I have in the same sections. This will naturally not have very many everyone can read books just because middle school and high school don't read a lot of picture books. So these are mostly going to be in fiction and nonfiction, but we will go through this and see if we can figure it out. Alright, so first of all, take the middle school and high school tag off. Alright, so you have this book about the earth. Alright, it is considered a non-fiction book because it's things that are real. So if you look, this also has a 550 on the side, and any spine label that has numbers on it, that's going to show you that it's non-fiction. So I'm going to put this earth book in non-fiction. All right, our next book is The Hiding Place. Now, at first glance, this looks like it should be a fiction book because it looks like it's about a person. As I look through it, it's definitely fiction because it's a lot of words. But as I read the cover, the extraordinary adventure of one courageous Christian woman who became a militant heroine of the anti-Nazi underground. The triumphant true story of Corrie ten Boom. Okay, so this is actually considered a non-fiction book because it's a true story of a woman and what happened to her during World War II. So this is going to be considered nonfiction. Now, in nonfiction, there are things called biographies, and a biography is a true story about a person. So this could technically go in a biography section if you wanted to separate it out, or it could go in the history section of nonfiction. All right, here is another similar one, Survivors Club. But once again, this is the true story of a very young prisoner of Auschwitz. This also has the numbers on the side, so I know that this one is non-fiction. All right, next we have Indian Captive, the story of Mary Jemison. All right, now as I look through this story, all right, I am trying to decide if this one is fiction or nonfiction. All right, this one, okay, you can see it's 1758. It's got some historical facts in it, but it looks like Mary is a fictional person. So I'm going to put it in fiction. All right, exploring space from Galileo to the Mars rover and beyond. All right, this one is nonfiction. All right, the Watsons go to Birmingham. Once again, this looks like it's historical because it's got dates in it. But you'll notice right here, an exceptional first novel. Now the word novel is considered fiction, a fictional book. So this might be written about a time period of history, but it's a fictional story. All right, physics, magnetism in physics. All right, this one is true facts about magnetism, so that is going to be fiction. All right. Okay, Sleeping Beauty. This one is also, now technically Sleeping Beauty is a fictional story, okay? So you would put that one in fiction. Myths of Greece and Rome. This would also, this is a little bit on the edge, okay? Because myths of Greece and Rome, myths are considered fictional stories. But some libraries will actually have them in the nonfiction section. even though they are a fictional story. So as a librarian, you can decide whether you want myths or mythology to be in fiction and have it be in its own section, or if you put it in nonfiction and you keep it and you put it in that section. So that's something you have to decide. I think I would put it in fiction just because mythology and stories of myths are not true, right? They're actually fictional stories. So that's where I would put that one. All right, The Hero and the Crown. This one is a fictional story. All right, Hannah's Suitcase, right here, a true story. So this is another biography, nonfiction. So it would go in nonfiction. All right, costume reference. This is the actual, like, what people wore in 1939 to 1950. And so this is going to be considered nonfiction. The Secrets About Money That You Don't Learn in School. Okay, Rich Dad, Poor Dad for Teens. This has the numbers on the side, so that tells me that it's nonfiction. Napoleon. All right, so you'll notice that this library has put it in nonfiction, but they've also put a sticker above it that says biography. So this is something where you could divide, take all the biographies out and put them in one section, because this is the real story of Napoleon. Same with Anne Frank. Okay, it's also considered a biography, so she would be nonfiction. Now this one is 920, Great People of the 20th Century. So this is a compilation biography, which means that it's a book that has a lot of people's lives in it. So it's not just one person, it's a compilation of a lot of people. And so this could go in your fiction section, okay? Or in your nonfiction section under biography. That's where I would put it, okay? Same thing with this Joan of Arc story, okay? It's also a biography about Joan of Arc, so I would put that there. All right, The Goose Girl, that is a fictional story. Same with Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Okay, The Manatee, that is real life facts about manatees, so it's going to go in nonfiction. All the Gallant Men. All right, so this could be considered, is this fiction? Is it nonfiction? I'm going to read the back. 806 on December 7th. The USS Arizona, barely 15 minutes into Japan. All right, this is about Pearl Harbor. Now, looks like you've got real pictures of people. The first memoir. All right, so this is actually nonfiction. This is the actual true story that Donald Stratton, who was a survivor on the USS Arizona, this is his story. So this could also go under biography, or you can put it in World War II nonfiction. All right, once again, Life in the Civil War, that is going to be nonfiction. This is also going to be nonfiction. So you can see so far that I don't have a lot of everyone books in the middle school and high school. That's because picture books are not usually, there will be a few that you will run into, but in general, you will just have the fiction and the nonfiction. Now, the cool thing is the fiction is just all going to have the fiction spine labels, but when you go to do the nonfiction,